Alright guys, today I'm going to be watching this video. We asked 1,000 people to rate their attractiveness from 1 to 10. Alright, let's go.
How attractive do you think you are on a scale from 1 to 10? We have asked 1,000 people this exact question. But there's a problem. Most people asked on camera will say,
I'm a 10. All of us are 10.
10.
See, like, that's kind of just like how it works. Like, imagine someone comes up to you and they're like, what do you rate yourself out of 10? Like, no one would rate themselves something low unless their self-confidence is really that destroyed. But like, think about this. What if you rate yourself a 10 as well? Like, a lot of people that rate themselves 10s just get flamed. Like, they're like, oh my god, you're not a 10. Like, why are you overrating yourself? So it's kind of like, you don't want to look like you're not confident, but you don't want to look like you're too confident. But people just rate 10 because it's like, I don't know who they feel like, but I don't know.
Wait a minute.
so we wanted to find a way to get real honest answers. That's why we created our anonymous survey asking 1,000 people to rate their appearance as honestly as possible from 1 to 10. To get real results, we also reminded them to keep in mind that a 5 out of 10 is the average score.
I think that's something that our society has twisted a lot, to be honest. If I'm just going to talk about this, like, a 5 out of 10, like, is not a bad thing at all. Like, being a 5 out of 10 is like, it means you're just mid. You're mid. But people have kind of made it seem like a 7 out of 10 is mid, or like a 6 out of 10 is mid, and then like a 5 out of 10 you're like chopped. And then anything under there you're just like subhuman. But that doesn't really make sense. It's not how it's supposed to work. Like, 7 out of 10 you're pretty attractive. Like, you're like up there, okay? But like, if you're a 5 out of 10, you're pretty average. You probably, can get like some good interactions with girls and stuff, but like, you're not super ugly. Like, it just doesn't make sense. A lot of people have like, okay, I'm gonna stop yapping, but
And not
you know what I
bad
mean.
at all. We then collected each person's age and gender, so we could compare the different groups later. And finally, for reference, we also asked each participant to rate this person in the photo from 1 to 10, which will play an important role later in the video.
Well, yeah, if you give them like a base, it's like, okay, if this guy is something, like, you're kind of comparing yourself to that person, right? Like, if there's a person there's like, okay, what did I rate this person? Now what do I rate myself? Do I look worse or better? It kind of gives you like a bit of a reference to make it more accurate.
After collecting data for about 2 months, we finally hit the goal of 1,000 participants. And the results were so much different from all the public street interviews you always see. Out of exactly 589 men and 411 women, the most common answer, as you might have guessed, was 7 out of 10. Nearly 20% of all participants picked this number. For many, it's probably the safe zone, not arrogant, but above average. On the other hand, 98 people called themselves
Yeah, like I'm going back to the thing, like, 7 out of 10 people, like, it's like, oh my god, if you're 7 out of 10 you're not like super attractive, you're like mid. But like, 7 out of 10 is actually really good. Like, someone came up to me and they were like, you're a 7 out of 10, I'd be pretty glad. I'd be like, oh, thank you. Like, it's a compliment.
exactly average by rating them.
So I don't know, I'd bet most of these people aren't 7 out of 10s, or either lower or maybe even higher, but it is a safe choice though.
Themselves a 5 out of 10. And then there's the bottom of the scale. 45 people gave themselves the lowest possible score, 1 out of 10.
See, look, bro, I genuinely feel bad because the confidence is destroyed at this point. But if they really are 1 out of 10, then it's like, the only thing that can fix that at that point, I just think it's surgery. Like, bro, like, if you're a 1 out of 10, then you have to be like almost like, it's like people are scared to talk to you at that point. But I would bet that like only like 5 people in the survey are like 1 out of 10s.
Most of them were men, by the way. More on that later. Now let's
Oh yeah, another thing, most of them are men. I don't know, I'm not like against women or anything, but I'm just saying, like, men's mental health has been destroyed so much because all these girls are like, oh my god, you look amazing, you look amazing. Like, if you go to a girl's like social media post and you take a look at the comments, it's like, oh yeah, you're so gorgeous, you're amazing, I wish I was like you. Whether they're like pretty or not, it'll almost always be like that. But like if you go to a men's social media post, like, men kind of like treat each other like pretty badly. They're like, oh, you're chopped if they're chopped, and even if they look good, they'll just like try to put each other down. And it's like, there's not this type of like kindness that you see. So a lot of men, and then women will also like hate on men. So basically, like, men are hating on men, women are hating on men. But for women, it's like women are, you know, loving other girls and they're like being super nice, and then men will be rude, and it's like, I don't know, it's just like men are really harsh towards each other, which kind of just like ruins people's confidence, which is kind of terrible. Something that society has to change for sure.
Look at the opposite side. 71 people gave themselves a perfect 10. That means 7% of the 1000 participants believe they are basically the most attractive of them all. The rest of the scores are spread
71 people think they're a 10 out of 10. See, you know what's funny is that that's literally impossible. Like, no, like, look at me when I say this. I'm telling you, like, it's physically impossible. No human on Earth can be a 10 out of 10. It's just not possible. Like, I don't know, maybe the highest there's ever been, like, a 9.6 or something, but, like, it's impossible. I don't know why 71 people are like, yeah, I'm a 10 out of 10. It's not true. 9 out of 10 as well, 100 people? So you're telling me, like, what, 100 out of 1,000? If I do my math right, that means 1 in every 10 people are a 9 out of 10? Okay, it's just completely inaccurate. Like, look, and look at this chart. Like, take a look. The average is, like, 7 and 8. So, most people in society are a 7 and an 8 out of 10. That, like, messes up the entire chart out of 10. Like, it's not in the middle. It's like, see, like, this kind of like reflects on like how people see themselves.
out in the middle range, resulting in an average score of 6.3 out of 10. In total, 678 participants gave themselves a 6
The average score 6.3 out of 10. That's like what? That doesn't even make
or
sense.
higher. That means nearly 70% of people think they are better looking than average, which is mathematically impossible. But psychologically,
See, exactly. It's literally impossible. Like, how's 70% people better than average? Then there wouldn't be an average. Like,
totally expected. A study from the University of Southampton, England, actually gave this behavior a name: the self-enhancement effect. It's the tendency to overestimate your own qualities, especially regarding attractiveness. But theory aside, we wanted to test this directly. That's why every participant also had to rate the attractiveness of the reference person we included. As you can see, his ratings were all over the place. 18 people gave him a 1 out of
he's not a 1 out of 10. Okay, wait. Can we go back? Okay, look. Let me just take a look at this guy. Okay, his side profile is pretty good. It's better than mine. He has nice thing. His nose is a bit, whatever. It's fine. I'm not gonna go into every detail, but like, if I look at this guy, I come across him on the street, I rate him a 7 out of 10, like 6.5 out of 10 maybe. Yeah. But like his style can also impact stuff. Like, no, he's actually pretty attractive, I would say, honestly. He's, I don't know, maybe like a 7.5 maybe. He's like pretty good.
person we included. As you can see, his ratings were all over the
But see, also people have their, oh yeah, look at this. No, his ratings are like everywhere. But now he's the average. Like he's getting 5 and 6. I don't know who's rating him a 1. It's like, no, and I don't know who's rating him a 10. Like 1 and a 10 are basically like impossible, so it makes no sense.
place. 18 people gave him a 1 out of 10, while 59 others gave him a 10. On average, he received a 5.8 out of 10. And if you paid attention, you might have noticed something. That's lower than the average self-rating of our participants. In fact, 654 participants out of 1000 rated themselves higher than they rated their reference person. That's 2 out of 3
See, look, because people, yeah, like sometimes I look at myself right now, I'm like, I think I'm pretty, normal, like attractive, pretty average. Like I'm not chopped, like super ugly or anything. And then like I'll go back to a time and I never really thought that I was ugly. And then I'll go back and I was like, yo, I looked so bad in that picture or whatever, and it's like I realized that I was actually overrating myself during that time, and I'm probably overrating myself right now. And in the future I'll be like, yeah, I was definitely overrating myself back then. So like it just like kind of like shows how people like rate others more honestly than they rate themselves. It's just easy to rate yourself higher if you're so used to how you look.
people who think they are more attractive than him. To put this into perspective, we had the face of our reference person professionally analyzed. We will spare you the full report, but it's linked in the description. We concluded that the sample person rates somewhere between a 6.0 and a 6.1. That means statistically he should be
Okay, look, okay, pause. 6.0. Okay, yeah, but that's like professionally rated, but like style influences, like confidence, like there's so many other things. I would say 7 out of 10 maybe. 6 out of 10 is pretty
more
normal.
attractive than about 70% of participants. But in reality, our participants thought it was exactly the other way around, proving that the self-enhancement effect was very much present in our small experiment. But the ratings of the reference person also revealed something else that's really important. Looks are incredibly subjective. 18 people rated him a 1 out of 10, while 59 others gave him a 10, believing he's one of the most attractive people out there. You simply can't be everyone's type. And honestly, you're not supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. Looks are subjective. Some people find other people like. Why am I getting Discord notifications? Oh my god! Close it. Nobody cares. Okay. See, look. Damn it! I lost my train of thought. I can't think, bro. It's fucking Discord. Okay. I don't know what I was gonna say.
No matter how.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I was gonna say looks are objective. They're not like. Or what is it? Objective means that it's like everyone has their own different types, and subjective means like okay, whatever. It's
people out there. You simply can't be everyone. Others are incredibly subjective.
yeah, subjective. Okay, look, they're not objective. Like some, okay, it's subjective in some ways. Like if you put like a super like ugly person, like deformed, it's basically it would be, you know, like they're objectively ugly, right? It's like an objective opinion. But like overall, like see, like everyone has their own types.
18 people
I'm gonna stop trailing off, bro, because this video is gonna be like 40 hours long. It's a 6-minute video. I'm already 10 minutes in. It's just like, you know, everyone has their own types, everyone likes other people. It's just
him a 1 out of 10, while 59
this guy literally
gave
proves
him a
it.
10, believing he's one of the most attractive people out there. You simply can't be everyone's type. And honestly, you're not supposed to be. No matter how you look, there will always be someone out there that sees you as a perfect 10 out of 10, even if 999 others don't. Okay, what's also really interesting is the differences between female and male participants. We had exactly 589 male participants with an average score of 5.9 out of 10. And 411 female participants averaging a score of 6.9 out of 10. But here's where the result.
I wonder. We've given females too much confidence. Actually, that sounds so sexist. Females, everyone has given females too much confidence. Other females, males, like, they're not all that, bro. Plus, I think it's because of makeup. Makeup is such a huge role. Like, I know so many girls that go to my high school and they're like gorgeous or stunning, right? And then I can see these girls sometimes they forget to put on their makeup in the morning. They don't have time. They come to school, and it's just like it's insane, like what makeup can do, really. So you know, that's probably a huge factor.
Completely surprised us. Out of the male participants, only 28 rated themselves a perfect 10 out of 10. In contrast, 43 female participants also gave themselves a perfect score. In relation, that means just 5% of men rated themselves at the very top, while over 10% of women did the same, meaning that they were more than twice as likely as men to rate themselves a perfect 10. Additionally, the total average score of the woman was also nearly 1 whole point higher. And we're not alone with this finding. A 2018 study titled "Almost Every Woman Thinks She's Hotter Than Average," yes, that's the actual title, found that 94% of women believe they are more attractive than the average woman. But why? The most common theory.
Where's my audio? Hello? What the fuck, man? Oh my god. My internet is fine, man. Actually, my internet is completely amazing. Go back. What? We need to fix this. One sec. Let me use my insane computer skills to fix this. What the hell, man? What? Bro, now I have to do editing and I have to cut this part out. Ugh. Editor, cut this out. Будь ласка. Please. Yo, is my camera too big? No, it's not. Sneaky. Sneaky little cameraman. Bro! Oh, now it's working, huh? Well, now I feel like working. Well, now I have to cut that part out.
How attractive do you think you are on a scale?
Bro, where was I? Wait.
The women believe they are more
Okay. This is where I continued. Alright, we're back.
attractive than the average woman. But why? The most common theory explaining this phenomenon is called the social feedback loop. Women usually tend to get way more positive feedback and praise
Call me a scientist. I said this at the start of the video. Literally, when he said that all these females, like, out in the street are, like, rating themselves 10 out of 10. What did I say? Open any, like, bro, like, open any, like, girls' comment section. Even if they're, like, complete, like, subhumans, like, if they're, like, genuinely they're just, like, so unattractive, like, they get such insane, like,
about
feedback.
their looks. This kind of overly positive feedback, combined with the self-enhancement effect, could explain the significant differences in 10 out of 10 ratings we saw in our experiment between male and female participants. But how about the lowest score? In total, 45 people rated themselves a 1 out of 10, which statistically speaking is also pretty unrealistic. But here's the
Exactly, look. Like, bro, who are hurting these poor people? If you're watching this, you are not a 1 out of 10, bro. It's like I would put my life on it that you're not a 1 out of 10. And I put my life on it that you're not a 10 out of 10 either, okay? You're not a 10 out of 10. Okay? So, like, even if your friends say, "Oh my god, but like you're such a 10 out of 10. Oh my god, girl, you slay." You don't. You don't slay anything, okay? You're not a 10 out of 10, man. Calm down. Just stay humble, okay? Take feedback. Someone says this, okay? I understand. Thank you. Whatever, like, move on. Someone calls you chop. Alright, cool, that's your opinion. Like, we just learned attractiveness is subjective. It's like, we literally just saw this. There's research, there's all this, like, come on, guys, grow up.
really interesting part. Of those 45 people, 34 were men and only 11 were women. Even in relation, that means that men are twice as likely to rate themselves at the very bottom. But again, why? It might have a lot to do with body image pressure. The fitness industry, Instagram aesthetics, and
So we just threw the Trent twins at the front. Oh, yeah, like, look at all these men.
the whole high-value male culture constantly push the idea that you need to be tall, shredded, rich, with a perfect face.
Okay, look at this. Out of this, the most important thing. You guys want to know what the most important thing out of all of this is? Out of all these options? It's none of it. It's your family and your health. That's the most important thing. These all, it's okay. If you're tall, nice. If you're shredded, look, okay, I'll rank these. Money. If you're rich, it's just like people only want you for your money. So you like finding true love is almost impossible. Throw that at the very bottom. Nobody cares. Okay, it goes look. Face card, tall, and then shredded. I said it, okay? Being super muscular doesn't matter. I'm not muscular, okay? I'm not. I'm just gonna say I'm not like super strong or whatever. It doesn't stop me from getting girls. It doesn't matter. Like, it's fine. Like, go to the gym. If you like going to the gym, it's amazing. I want to start going to the gym. Just not right now. I will go to the gym. Just give me a break, bro. I'm still in high school. Once I get my life together, I'll start going to the gym and everything. But, you know. Don't blast steroids is basically the moral of the story. But, yeah.
Or you don't measure up. And while women often tend to get more external validation and compliments, men sadly tend to suffer in silence. Which might explain why so many guys in our survey felt like they were at the bottom, even when that's statistically and visually not even close to the truth. Okay, you might remember that we also asked the participants to give us their age, just to see if there are any
Bro, I know they said this is confidential. Like we're gonna keep your surveys nice and confidential. We're not gonna show anyone anything. We respect your privacy. Bro, I want to see the guys who rated themselves 10 out of 10s, the girls who rated themselves 10 out of 10s, and like everyone who rated themselves 1 out of 10. Like I just want to see, and I'm just like curious because this is like so like interesting. Like genuinely want to see like.
differences. But we didn't expect the results to be so drastically different. We divided the participants into 3 age groups: 15 to 20 years old, 21 to 30 years old, and 31 years and older. Can you guess which group had the highest average score?
You guys are letting 15-year-olds into your tests? Oh, brother, like kids, people my age are in these tests. You're telling me I could have done the survey and be like, yeah, you know, this is what I rate myself out of 10. Yo, bro, like, bro, leave the people under 18 alone, man. You guys are still like developing. Okay, your body's not as full. Oh yeah, well, what if you know, like my bone density isn't good in my face, and you know, I'm not super like big and like you know, like bro, you're still developing. Give it a break. Once you're 18 and you're still ugly, then you know.
The lowest is the score of the youngest age group, being just 5.2 out of 10. In the middle,
See, look. Okay, this is what social media does to everyone. You guys know BP, black pill, and like looks maxing?
we have the 21 to 30 year olds, averaging a 6.1 out of 10. And the 31 years and older scored the highest average at 7.
The unks are confident. These guys in the middle are like, you know, whatever. Bro, like, guys, grow up and then, like for all the kids out here, like, just like myself, like, bro, looks don't really matter that much. You're still growing, you're still developing. You'll probably glow up a ton before you're like 21, so
7.3 out of
don't
10.
even worry.
As you might have noticed, the
Try different stuff, dye your hair, dye your eyebrows, I don't know, like it doesn't matter.
older the
Figure
participants
yourself
were,
out.
the higher they rated themselves. But why is that? Younger generations
I feel so wise giving all this information, man. Like, call me sensei at this point.
grown up in a world where every face is filtered and every body retouched. Everything is just a highlight reel from someone else's life, not reality. And over time, that destroys your self-image. The younger you are, the more you tend to compare your looks to others. But as people get older, looks usually play a smaller role in how we see ourselves. Confidence starts to come from other things, like caring for people you love. So that concludes the experiment we've been running over the past 3 months. If you appreciate the work and time we put into this, then please leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to understand how others actually perceive your face, check out our website link below. There you can get a professional facial analysis and a science-based transformation protocol tailored specifically to you. We will analyze your face shape, your hairline, the depth of your eye bags, your skin complexion, and 30 more metrics to help you become the best looking version of yourself. So check out the first link in the description.
But these guys were just talking about like, oh yeah, well you know, looks are subjective, man. Like it doesn't really matter. And now they're literally just saying, oh yeah, well you know, you can do this to glow up. Like no, be yourself, bro. You can do stuff to glow up, but once people start telling you to take drugs and to get surgery, that's where I cross the line. Like I'll try different hairstyles, dye my hair different colors, do different skincare. Like doesn't matter. All right, that's it, bro. I made a 6-minute video into 24 minutes. Oh brother. All right, whatever. See you guys later. Bye.